Okay, so new framework laptop just arrived. I've covered my address, of course. In here we have got a packing slip, and of course I'm going to put a copy of that one later. And over this side, so blank power adapter, which UK plug with a tri-lobe connection. That is C, I think 7 or somewhere like that. USB-C cable, one of them is on a 90, the other one looks to be straight, and a transformer, aka power brick, with a nice framework label on there. I believe this is the 60 watt. I'm just trying to check whereabouts that's on it. It will be on there. If it's not a 60 watt, then I'll put a comment or a label to say exactly what it is. So those ones are going to the side for a minute. The accessory pack, I have got a HDMI, a 250 gig, two USB-C connections, a USB-A, a display port because I use those, and a micro SD card, so I'll put those in a bit later. I've additionally got a 32 gig memory stick and a 2 terabyte drive because my experience is I will need that over the life of this computer. So a 2 terabyte drive, and the memory I'm going to keep to the side there. I've got another little filling plate on the side, and then again it's taped down, good, framework DIY edition. Nice laptop, and I believe they're stickers. They certainly feel like vinyl stickers. A manual, and apparently the only tool that I'm going to need for this. So put one down to the side. And there we go, get this one out. So nice and light. This one, if I put that to the side, you can see how big it is in relation to my finger. I have not got big thick fingers, and if I put that on the side, you can see it's quite thin. So everything looks nice in there. UK keyboard, so I'll show that one. That feels nice and light, and what I'm going to do here is then put the gubbins inside. So from watching others, these are meant to be captured screws. felt a little weird, but I'll come back to that one. That one's fine. That one's fine. That one helps if the screwdriver doesn't come out. So let's come back to this one, and some issues with that particular one, but it may already be undone. So let's open this one up, and it's meant to be just on magnets, so getting my fingers in under there, and I will need to reattach that one. I would assume that is. Doesn't look to be anything wrong with the mounting points. I guess that screw that was this one just wasn't there completely. So we've got a memory 0 and a memory 1, as I have only got one stick of RAM to go in here. That will be going into the memory 0 slot. If I can open the packet. There we go. So that way round and gently push down on both sides. There we go. That's in. This one was a bit tight there. Now for the SSD. So again, this one is not, however, a captured screw as far as I'm aware. Nope, it comes out nice and easily. The SSD goes in. Yeah. It's harder to do it upside down. So it goes in and down, and the bit is magnetic. So I can put it on there and then screw it in, but that doesn't look to have gone. There we go. Sorry, my hands are in the way. There we go. Nope. SSD, I'm not wanting to push. There we go. Wasn't completely pushed in, and with a lot of this stuff I'm not wanting to push it too hard for what I would imagine other people can understand. So, while I was getting this one out, the memory out, it felt like the shelf hanging bit got stuck in there. No. There, okay, and to put the keyboard back on, nice firm press just to get the keyboard back in there. Laptop on, closed up, and I'll screw it back together. In fact, I'm going to take a look at this one here while we've still got it unscrewed. Why is that not sitting in place? Let's just take that off for a minute. The screwdriver and just see that this one it looks like I just need to unscrew it a bit more, at least from this other side. It looks as though the C-clip that goes around it is very tight at the bottom. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, and keyboard is going back on. There we go, that's slotted back in there. The top panel is back on. That part I will need to look at. If we take a look just in this corner, we can see that it's not sitting in there. So I might need to take a better look at that a bit later. Again, it's that screw that I had the problem with. So maybe if I try backing it out a little and then screwing it back up, and the rest of them, and we'll see how that one looks. Hopefully it's just a small clip on that screw that was in the incorrect position, and screwing it back up hopefully has seated everything correctly. So I'll try to take a look at this corner now. It looks nice and flush, so it's just like this other corner. So the only things I'm going to do now is grab the USB-C connectors, because they are the only ones that I need right now. I'm going to plug them in, and then I will go off and charge this up. So there's one. Cardboard, looks to be cardboard, and this one will go this way up, I assume. Nice positive click in there. These are a lot thinner than they feel on, or at least than they look on other videos that I've seen. Okay, they're in, and I'm going to charge this up and then install Ubuntu on it. Okay, we're back. So what I've done was simply flipped it over and moved the USB-A port from here to here, and the USB-C, the second USB-C dongle, was over here. I imagine that the boot ports are possibly only the ones in the back rather than in the front, but either way, if I move this as I get a bit of a view, if I switch this on now, then we get a nice framework logo, and if that'll hopefully, there we go, I'll get it to focus. So we've got Ubuntu. I pick from next volume. Nope, I'm going to go up to the top. So this is Ubuntu 2204. It's from the 28th of February, even though this is 8th of March, International Women's Day. Hopefully all the ladies out there are having a great day and feeling appreciated. Don't you just love it when things take a little longer than expected to start up? Either way, I am seeing, or I did see, some activity down around that area not too long ago. Aha! So that clock is a little bit out. Try Ubuntu. No, I'm going to install. I am in the UK, and Polish British keyboard. Wow. No, I'm going to go for the standard UK keyboard because it looks mostly standard. If I need to come back and change that, I can always come and do it. I will put comments if I've made a bad choice. So, we're back to this one again. I've rebooted a couple of times and gone this far. I think it's 3 times now. Ultimately it comes down to, if you want whole disk encryption, you need to have LVM, which I'm not a great fan of in something like a laptop. I don't need to resize disks or anything else like that that LVM would allow, but I am wanting encryption. I can live with LVM, that's not a problem, but I would like to tweak the partition sizes, and it seems if you want whole disk encryption you cannot tweak the partition sizes. You're stuck to what Ubuntu wants you to do in that particular regard. Additionally, for canonical, when selecting Wi-Fi in the previous steps, I'm happy enough to select the Wi-Fi from the list, but then having to hit continue and a pop-up like this one to type in your password, fine, but continue and then continue again. Couple too many clicks in there. If I'm typing in the password in a pop-up box like this and hitting OK, especially for something like the Wi-Fi, I would expect it to continue on rather than keeping on prompting me. So I'm going to have to type in a password now. So I'm going to enable a recovery key, and that will save it on disk. As you can see, a password has been created. It's going to save it in Ubuntu's home directory. I am going to type my one in here, and then we're going to be moving on. So I'm just wanting to check that I've got, yes, that one is correct. And of course I've got to type the password in for a second time to confirm that everything is therefore correct, and I'm not wanting to overwrite the empty disk space because this is a new SSD. As you can see from the timestamp at the top there, after I rebooted it, or during the first pass through this, it was able to connect to the internet. It was able to go off to NTP servers to get the correct time, and you can see it now has that right at the top here. So no, I haven't given it a couple of days. This is minutes afterwards. So I'm now hitting the continue button, and with some luck, this, once it decides the encryption's good. Write changes to disk. Yes, I do want to write changes to disk. I would prefer to tweak that, but as we can't. The other element in here for anybody that's interested, it does create an EFI partition. It does look to create a boot partition, and the boot partition looks to be about 700 megs, which personally I think is a little excessive. I've been running Ubuntu, I think from about 14, it might have been earlier than that, and I haven't needed more than 500 megs. However, I do tend to run auto remove from time to time to keep on top of how many kernels I tend to have, and so I don't tend to acquire a large amount of kernels before cleaning it up. Then we've got into whereabouts are we, and it looks like London has moved. That's just not wanting to focus, is it? There we go. Sorry about the lines, but yeah, London is, if I go in, doubt it'll focus, but yeah, London's closer to the south and closer to the east compared to where that pin is. That pin is just a bit east of Birmingham. So, hey, at least it's in the right country. And, yep, I'm going to continue that one. And again, required my password to log in. Yes, I will want to do that. No, I do not want to log in automatically. this is not going to be part of Active Directory, and I will be filling in the rest of that and continuing, so just a couple of minutes. Okay, so coming down to here. Welcome and all of that good stuff. Let's download what we need. The joys of a reasonable internet connection means this shouldn't take too long. If you have a slow internet connection, I would advise not doing updates on the fly as you install, and then after your first boot you can do the apt update and apt upgrade, even if you need to do a upgrade -D for download only. Leave it overnight, then come back. So, even more software. Ooh! YouTube download advertised. Interesting. And open red alert. I'm not going to comment on that anymore. Sorry, on my other one, I haven't been running any games. I probably won't be running much on this. I believe the integrated graphics is okay, but this was purchased for work rather than gaming. Yep, it looks as though Rhythmbox hasn't changed in its layout. So you can probably hear the fan going. And after this is done, I'll probably be spending some additional time installing ZSH, and all of the various productivity tools that I typically put onto it. Get clients, etc., copying over my SSH keys, all of the Cube and Terraform tools I put on, etc. And I dare say this is a standard gnome install. Yeah, that's the standard daily build. If I want to switch over to XFCE, which I prefer, I'll probably be stripping GNOME off this after this install and putting XFCE on and switching over to that as my login. It looks like 5:15. Nice. probably hear the fan going. And congratulations, our install is complete. Now I can go and restart the computer. And of course there'll be a please remove your memory stick. Well, it didn't. Yes. Please remove your memory stick. I love how the framework one is there. So that's removed. Let's hit the enter, and hopefully it's then going to prompt me for a whole bunch of passwords as it starts back up. Continue. Hopefully I don't get that one. And yes, please decrypt your hard disk. I'll need to look at what just flashed up. And we've got our login. I will need to edit that part out. So I do not want to connect to any of those. So let's skip that. How to improve Ubuntu. Yeah. Show the first report. Yeah, I'm happy enough with that. I don't mind them seeing that information. No, I do not want to turn on location services.